guys, I'm Deepthi and in this video I'm going to be swatching some new lipsticks to my collection, some popular lipsticks and some lipsticks that were popular but the hype has died away. So all of those. So I have some affordable, some expensive lipsticks to swatch. So let's get started. The first couple of shades I'm going to be swatching are from this brand called ASA Beauty or ASA Beauty. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. This packaging of lipsticks feels so luxe. It feels so well made and heavy. So this is a clean beauty brand that's So it is said to be a vegan, cruelty-free brand that is formulated with 94% natural ingredients. A lot of you guys ask me for lipsticks like this as well. Probably could be pregnancy safe. I'm not sure if there are any ingredients here that shouldn't be used by a pregnant woman, but it's a clean beauty brand, which also says it has 94% natural ingredients. And they do have a variety of lipsticks. So I have a couple of matte and cream lipsticks, I guess. So the first shade I have right here is called Crushed Cherry. This is their Hydra Matte lipstick. This is also a refillable lipstick, so that's good. You can refill it once you're done. They have the refills that is being sold on the website as well. So it is exactly that. It's a very reddish kind of a shade. So like the name suggests, it's a Hydra matte lipstick. So it's a very creamy matte formulation, not supremely pigmented. Feels really nice and lightweight on the lips, but it's not very pigmented. So if you have very pigmented lips, the natural pigmentation of your lips would peek through. So it doesn't feel heavy or waxy on the lips, but it does have a very strong rose sort of a fragrance to it. And something that does linger for quite a bit. But yeah. These are very lightweight, everyday sort of lipsticks, especially if you have very dry lips, you could try this out. And the next shade we have from the Hydra Matte lipstick is called Bold Berry, which is a beautiful deep pink shade. It is pretty pigmented for my lips, as you guys can see. And this would suit all skin tones in my opinion. And if you're looking for a very comfortable lipstick to wear throughout the day without worrying about the ingredients that go in your lipstick, and you wanted a clean beauty brand, you should definitely try this out. The next one I'm going to be swatching is their cream lipstick in the shade Calm Cranberry. This also has that same scent. Okay, what a beautiful shade. I feel like there's not much of a difference between the Hydra Matte and the cream lipstick. I feel like the finish remains almost the same, but this is a beautiful shade in Calm Cranberry. And the last shade from this range is called Charming Chestnut. It's a very pale brownish nude shade. Of course would work much better for people of lighter skin tones than I am, even without makeup. It's a very nice everyday nude shade, but this one I did have to tug and pull a little bit. I found this shade alone to be a little bit rigid. And then moving on, we're going to be swatching the Nykaa Lip Glaze. They did send me all the shades pretty much, I guess. So yeah, let's get to swatching. The first one we have is called Jelly Jam, which seems like a clear one. If you just wanted something just for moisturization purpose, I think you could try this out because the formulation of this is really nice and hydrating. It just doesn't have any intense color payoff. Next shade we have is called Cherry Custard, which again is not very evenly formulated. You can see there's a little bit of bleeding happening. It's a little watery, but some of the shades work out really well. Again, the formulation is not uniform throughout, so I wouldn't recommend this shade Cherry Custard. The other shade, I have another shade called Raspberry, I think, which I don't have right here. I have it in my bedroom and I use it pretty much every day. I really like that shade. It's a bright pink shade. It's very glossy. It's very pigmented and long wearing. This shade that I'm swatching is called Caramel Pudding. And this is a very warm toned shade, not as pigmented, but would work really well as a gloss if you want to top it off on any other lipstick and you like these kind of warm looking shades with a little bit of sheen, you could try this out. The next shade we have is called Raspberry Ganache. I think, yeah, this is not the shade. I don't remember the shade I have in my bedroom actually. Ah, look at this pigmentation. Now this is a beautiful shade. If you have to pick up some shade, definitely try this out. It's really nice, evenly pigmented and so shiny, so beautiful. And then we have something called as Pink Meringue. Excuse the application, but this is again a very beautiful shade. It has the decent amount of pigment. A lot of people would really like it. Of course, you can line your lips, you can use the lipstick underneath and make it work. And then I might be very late to the party, but I got this a while back and I've never swatched this. This is the Blue Heaven Cookie and Souffle Liquid Lipstick or Lip Cream. So I had picked it up in quite a few shades. First up, quite a few popular shades actually. Nutty Crush. This is what Nutty Crush looks like. Such a nice formulation this is. It's so lightweight on the lips. It feels so feather-like, airy, and it doesn't feel heavy at all, but it is covering up the pigmentation of my lips in such a beautiful warm brown shade. And then I have the shade called Fudge Fantasy. Again, this was a very popular shade when it first launched. I'm sure no one talks about this anymore. Beautiful, warm, reddish terracotta kind of a shade. The formulation of this is such that, you know, it doesn't really become transfer proof, but it feels really nice and lightweight on the lips. And I feel like it does transfer quite a bit. But yeah, I feel like this is quite similar to the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lipsticks. Yum. It does have a strong fragrance to it, something that I just did get a touch of. It initially smells like some candy, but the after scent is not very pleasing. But the shade, beautiful, beautiful shade selections for Indian skin tones. Next one we have is called Cocoa Addict. What a beautiful nude shade. This reminds me of something from MAC. I feel like it's very similar to MAC Over the Top, I'm not sure, but beautiful mauvey brownish nude shade. Definitely recommend this if you are on a lookout for a shade like this and want it in a budget. So good. Of course, would wash out if you're of a much deeper skin tone than I am. The last shade from this range that I have is called Chocolate Martini. This seems a little similar to the previous shade. Maybe a little bit like a subtle nude. A little bit more brown, pale brown hint to it. But very similar to the previous shade that I showed. So pick up either one of it. The previous one has a little bit more mauve to it. This one has a little bit more brown to it. The shade in Chocolate Martini. And then trying out the Swiss Beauty My Shine lipstick, which was again super popular in the shade Truly Brown. So I think you push this out, click, okay, and then applies with a little bit of shine. Now this is a beautiful shade, similar lines of MAC Creme Over Coffee. What is it called? I can't believe I forgot that shade. I will leave it right here on the screen. It's very similar to that. I feel like this one is a little bit more sheer, so it adds a beautiful shine. It moisturizes your lips, but I don't feel like it would work out for people of very pigmented lips unless you, of course, line your lips, fill in your lips, and then use this. Or if you just wanted this, you know, like a sheer wash of color, of course, you could try it out. Not everyone is looking for very intensely pigmented lipstick shades all the time. So in that case, of course, you can try this out. It's a very nice everyday nude shade for my skin tone. And then I have a couple of Rom&nd lip tints, lip blur, I think that's what it's, Zero Velvet Tint. The first one I have is in the shade Fade Red. Thank God, I thought I didn't have the shade name. So this one is a beautiful almost pink toned red shade. This is a great alternative if you wanted to try out the MAC Powder Kiss Liquid Lipsticks. I think that was inspired from this. I'm not sure because I think this product was firstly there in the market, but these are not as pigmented as the MAC liquid lipsticks, especially the deeper shades, and they don't really have a lot of deeper shade options, especially when it comes to like people of my skin tone and my lip pigmentation. So this is the shade Fade Red, which is again very beautiful. Very lightweight formulation, feels very comfortable on the lips, non-transfer proof. The next shade I have is called Deep Soul. Excuse the application again, but what a beautiful burnt reddish kind of a shade. Very, very beautiful. Very popular for a good reason, and I think this would suit people of medium tan skin tones as well, like up to medium tan skin tones. So nice, you guys. I really like this shade. The last shade from this range we have is called Berry Knit. That is not a berry color, but it is a very like peachy, orangish kind of a shade. Very confusing, but very beautiful still. I can't believe I'm starting to like these kind of shades. And then lastly, which is not an affordable lipstick by any means, but this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Lip Blur in the shade Ruby, which I wanted to pick up for the longest time, and I picked up during the last Nykaa sale. Let's see how this works out. I love these lip blur formulation. You can see I've clearly switched out. There's no matte liquid lipstick in this collection, as you saw. What a beautiful, bright, pink toned red shade that instantly brightens up the makeup look. Loving this. So this is how the shade looks like. And then I also have some Charlotte Tilbury lipsticks to swatch because I picked up a lot of it during the discount, and I want to do a video all about these lipsticks. So the first one I have is a very popular one called Rose to Fame. I think this was part of their pink collection, something that they launched recently. The next shade we have is called 90s Pink. Somehow I like this a little bit better than the other one. It's still a pale nude shade, but it's not as purple looking, like it doesn't pull as lilac or purple on my lips, which I really like. So this is what this shade 90s pink looks like. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know what other videos you'd like to watch in the comments down below, and if you want me to swatch some other range of lipsticks, let me know that as well. And yeah, not an entire range, but I'll pick up a few best-selling shades from that range and swatch it for you guys. So let me know in the comments down below, and while you're at it, give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and see you guys in my next one. Bye.